It was a quiet suburban neighborhood, where the hum of lawnmowers and the chatter of children playing in the streets were the only sounds that broke the peaceful silence. The sun hung low in the sky, casting golden hues over the manicured lawns and pristine white picket fences. To anyone passing by, it seemed like a picture-perfect American dream. But behind one set of drawn curtains, a storm brewed, a secret so dark it would unravel an entire family and shock a community to its core. Meet Daniel Carter, a 40-year-old husband and father of two, who on the surface appeared to be the epitome of success. He owned a thriving real estate business, drove a sleek BMW, and was adored by his friends and neighbors for his charm and generosity. Every Sunday morning, he attended church with his wife, Emma, and their daughters, Sophia 12 and Lila 8. They were the couple everyone envied, the ones who always smiled at barbecues and waved from their front porch as they greeted passers-by. Yet, beneath this facade lay another life, a shadowy existence Daniel had carefully constructed over years of meticulous planning and deception. And it wasn't just any secret, it was one that could destroy everything he claimed to hold dear. One fateful evening, as Emma sat alone in their living room, staring blankly at the TV screen, she noticed something unusual, a flash drive hidden inside Daniel's desk drawer. Curiosity got the better of her, and when she opened it, what she discovered would change her life forever and lead to tragedy beyond comprehension. The question lingers, how far would someone go to protect a lie? And how much damage can one man inflict before his world collapses? Daniel Carter was not born into wealth or privilege. Growing up in a working-class household, he learned early on that hard work and ambition were the keys to success. But alongside these virtues came a darker side, ambition fueled by insecurity and an insatiable need for control. As a child, Daniel often felt invisible, overshadowed by his more outgoing older brother. This sense of inadequacy followed him into adulthood, manifesting itself in obsessive tendencies and a relentless pursuit of perfection. His double life began innocently enough. After meeting Emma during college, Daniel vowed to provide her with the life she deserved, a promise rooted in both love and guilt. Yet, as their marriage progressed, cracks began to form. Emma's expectations clashed with Daniel's growing dissatisfaction with his mundane routine. Enter Victoria Lane, a seductive real estate client turned lover, whose allure offered Daniel an escape from the monotony of domesticity. For Daniel, Victoria represented freedom, a chance to shed the responsibilities of parenthood and marital fidelity. But maintaining this dual identity required constant vigilance. He became adept at compartmentalizing his emotions, convincing himself that his actions didn't truly hurt anyone. Or did they? Emma Carter was everything Daniel ever wanted, a beautiful, intelligent woman who balanced career ambitions with motherhood. She loved Daniel deeply, trusting him implicitly despite occasional bouts of jealousy sparked by his frequent business trips. Her faith in their relationship blinded her to the warning signs: long hours spent away from home, cryptic phone calls, and sudden mood swings. When Emma finally uncovered the truth about Daniel's affair, she struggled to reconcile the man she thought she knew with the stranger revealed through text messages and clandestine photos. Her anger quickly gave way to heartbreak, but even then, she clung to hope that Daniel might confess and seek redemption. What she couldn't have foreseen was the lengths he would go to keep his secrets buried. Daniel's web of deceit extended far beyond his immediate family. His best friend, Mark Reynolds, admired Daniel's confidence and success, never suspecting the turmoil brewing beneath the surface. Meanwhile, Emma's sister, Claire, served as a confidant, offering advice and support while remaining blissfully unaware of the extent of Daniel's duplicity. Even Daniel's employees at his real estate firm played unwitting roles in his scheme. They marveled at his dedication and leadership, unaware that many late-night meetings with clients were actually rendezvous with Victoria. Each person touched by Daniel's lies added another layer to the tangled mess he had created. Maintaining his dual identities consumed Daniel's every waking moment. During the day, he was a devoted husband and father, coaching soccer teams and attending parent-teacher conferences. At night, however, he transformed into someone else entirely, a suave businessman courting Victoria's affections and indulging in reckless behavior. To avoid detection, Daniel developed elaborate strategies. He installed separate phones for each persona, used burner accounts for financial transactions, and rehearsed alibis meticulously. Despite his efforts, small inconsistencies began to pile up. A misplaced receipt here, a suspicious email there, all pointed toward a reality Emma refused to confront. As Emma grew increasingly suspicious, Daniel's paranoia intensified. One pivotal scene occurs during a dinner party hosted by Mark and his wife, where Emma notices Daniel exchanging flirtatious glances with a mysterious woman across the room. Later that night, she searches his car trunk and finds a scarf identical to the one worn by the woman earlier. Another turning point comes when Claire accidentally stumbles upon a photograph of Daniel and Victoria together at a beach resort. Confronted with undeniable evidence, Emma demands answers. Instead of coming clean, Daniel doubles down on his lies, insisting the photo must be fake or planted by someone trying to frame him. These moments of tension culminate in a confrontation between Daniel and Emma, where she threatens to leave unless he reveals the truth. In desperation, Daniel concocts a half-hearted confession, admitting to minor indiscretions but denying anything serious. It is clear to Emma that he is still hiding something major. The plot thickens further when Daniel receives a threatening letter demanding money in exchange for silence about his affair. Panicked, he realizes someone has discovered his secret and intends to exploit it. Believing the blackmailer to be Victoria, Daniel devises a plan to eliminate her once and for all. Meanwhile, Emma grows closer to uncovering the full extent of Daniel's betrayal. She hires a private investigator to dig deeper into his finances and personal history. The PI uncovers disturbing details about Victoria, including connections to organized crime and illegal activities. Armed with this information, Emma begins piecing together a chilling narrative, one that implicates Daniel in far more than mere infidelity. The climax unfolds in a secluded cabin deep in the woods, where Daniel lures Victoria under false pretenses. Initially intending to scare her off, Daniel loses control during their heated argument. Fueled by rage and fear, he strikes her repeatedly until she lies motionless on the floor. Horrified by what he has done, Daniel attempts to cover his tracks, disposing of the body and fabricating an alibi. Back home, Emma discovers incriminating evidence linking Daniel to Victoria's disappearance. Among the items found are surveillance videos showing Daniel entering the cabin shortly before Victoria vanished. Realizing the gravity of his crimes, Daniel spirals into a state of psychological breakdown, oscillating between denial and despair. In a harrowing monologue delivered directly to the camera, Daniel reflects on his descent into darkness. "I didn't mean for it to end like this," he whispers, tears streaming down his face. "All I wanted was peace, control. But now, there's nothing left." News of Victoria's murder rocks the community, leaving Emma devastated yet determined to seek justice. With the help of law enforcement and the private investigator, she builds a case against Daniel, presenting overwhelming evidence of his guilt. Though initially resistant, Daniel eventually pleads guilty, sparing the court a lengthy trial. The impact on Emma and her daughters is profound. Sophia rebels against authority, acting out in school, while Lila retreats into herself, refusing to speak about her father. Therapy becomes a crucial part of their healing process, helping them navigate the trauma inflicted by Daniel's actions. For Emma, the sessions provide a safe space to process her grief, anger, and betrayal. She learns to rebuild her sense of self-worth, gradually reclaiming her identity outside of her role as Daniel's wife. Meanwhile, Sophia and Lila find solace in group therapy with other children who have experienced similar family upheavals, allowing them to express their emotions without fear of judgment. Friends and acquaintances struggle to reconcile the image of Daniel they once knew with the cold-blooded killer exposed in court. For some, the revelation serves as a wake-up call about the dangers of blind trust. For others, it reinforces skepticism about human nature. Mark, Daniel's best friend, grapples with guilt over his failure to notice the warning signs. Claire, Emma's sister, becomes more vigilant in her own relationships, questioning whether she truly knows those closest to her. The community at large begins to engage in conversations about the importance of transparency and open communication, recognizing that even the most seemingly perfect lives can hide devastating secrets. Through these reflections, the tragedy of Daniel's actions leaves an indelible mark, prompting deeper introspection among those touched by his story. Daniel's transformation from pillar of the community to convicted murderer raises complex questions about morality and accountability. Did his insecurities drive him to commit such heinous acts, or was he inherently flawed? Experts weigh in, analyzing the psychological factors that contributed to his downfall. Some argue that Daniel's childhood experiences, his feelings of inadequacy and invisibility, played a significant role in shaping his adult behavior. These deep-seated insecurities may have fueled his relentless pursuit of success and control, leading him to construct an elaborate double life as a means of compensating for perceived shortcomings. Others point to narcissistic tendencies, suggesting that Daniel's inability to accept vulnerability ultimately blinded him to the harm he caused others. His need for validation and admiration likely amplified over time, pushing him further into deception until there was no turning back. The case also highlights broader societal issues surrounding trust and perception. How many lives are lived in shadows, concealed behind smiles and polite conversation? In our quest for perfection, do we inadvertently create environments where secrets fester unchecked? And how close do we come to discovering the truth before it's too late? For those who knew Daniel, his crimes serve as a chilling reminder that even the most outwardly successful individuals can harbor darkness within. The line between public persona and private reality is often thinner than we realize, leaving us all vulnerable to the consequences of unchecked ambition and hidden pain.